Pet Simulator community is mad. People are quitting the game, and even death threats are being made. Man, I wish this was clickbait. All of it started, where else? The Pet Simulator update, where the update itself sparked a bit of a controversy as people say Pet Simulator is again ripping off games. You know, it was this time last year that Pet Simulators found themselves in the same controversy with their Yeet a Pet update basically ripping off Yeet a Friend. And while I do say there were some similarities in that event that were questionable, this one I actually don't think deserves the hate. Why? Well, because you can't claim a genre of game as your own. RNGs are all the rage now in Roblox, and so this update is more just following a trend. In fact, they even made it their own because you go into an area and you hatch an egg over and over and you get free pets. And when you think about it, this is even more of a win because not only are you getting free pets, you actually get paid coins for hatching them. Grind itself was the hatching. Each pet comes with its own unique aura, and each aura is basically your way of flexing. Is that like Soul RNG? Sure, but being able to turn around and use the pets and even trade the pets kind of makes it its own thing. In fact, I, like most of you, when I found out that this update was going to be an RNG update, I basically took the news like this.
Are you serious right now, bro?
I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was gonna be super boring, super repetitive, very gimmicky, but when I got into the game and I hatched a few things and understood what the update was about, I was actually pretty surprised. I even hatched a really cool pet and thought, man, this is actually a great update. I can't wait to play more. I left my game AFK grinding and went to enjoy my weekend. But when I came back, this is what the Pet Simulator community looked like. So what happened? When this event update first came out, everybody started hatching huge pets. They started hatching rainbow pets, rainbow shiny huge pets. People were getting Titanics, shiny Titanics, rainbow Titanics, and dare I even say it, rainbow shiny Titanics. The entire chat system looked something like this in real time. Just people hatching left and right over and over and over again. It was wild. Free-to-play players actually had a really good chance at getting a free-to-play Titanic. Their very first Titanic in the game. Before this update came out, the only free-to-play Titanic you could actually get was in this egg right here, the hype eggs. We all know how that was going. I got over 300 of them things. And what am I gonna get out of it? And just as I suspected, I got a whole lot of nothing. Not even a huge or even a chance of a Titanic pet. These hype gifts have been around for ages and only 146 even exist, even though we all get hype gifts for free every single week. Yeah, bro, that's a free-to-play Titanic, ain't it? But this one, so many people were able to get this thing so quickly. Big games themselves were basically like, this is the first free-to-play Titanic since Pet Simulator X. They also didn't even think the other one was worth it to get. All the free-to-play players loved this update. Even on YouTube, people were like going crazy about how awesome this update was. Like this person right here who used a mega lucky dice and rolled a golden huge temporal owl. Or this guy who used a regular dice and got a rainbow huge temporal owl. There's so many of these videos running around on YouTube now of people just hatching huge pets left and right. Point is, everybody was getting great things. And honestly, that was the problem. For those that have taken economics, you know that when you have a lot of a certain currency or value in something and everybody's getting it, the entire value of that item starts to downward spiral greatly. And since all of these huge pets are created the same, basically meaning that this huge blazing bat does the same as this huge chef cat, that does the same as this huge cupcake, that does the same as this huge floppa. When one huge pet starts to tank, they all start to tank. Let's face it, imagine if you're a kid. That might not be hard for some of you who has no Robux and have been grinding this game forever, and what you really want is a Titanic, but all you've got is 2 billion gems. You know you're not gonna be able to afford a Titanic pet. So what you gotta go after instead is the next best thing, a rainbow shiny. And the thing about the rainbow shiny huge pets is they do just as much damage as a Titanic, but they're a little bit more rare. They're hard to hatch and even more impossible to find. But there are a few exceptions, like the huge rainbow shiny elephant. 400 exist. It's worth 1.59 billion. You can find one of these things in the trade server and get it for under 2 billion gems. Most of these rainbow shiny huge pets have anywhere from 5 to around 35 to 40 rainbow shiny versions. versions. Huge Arcade Cat, 4. Atlantean Dolphin, 3. The Huge Avenging Griffin, 45. Sort of ranges between pets that have been available for a long time and pets that are only available in certain events. For instance, all the active huge pets, like the huge elephant, like the koi fish, like the red panda, have hundreds. While event pets, like the huge Dark Lord or the huge Devil Agony that came in the Good vs. Evil update, only have about 5 to 30. And how much of the new huge pets, these 4 right here, have rainbow shiny versions? The Temporal Owl, 3,000. The new Butterfly, 3,000. The Abyssal Jellyfish has 6,000. And the Mech has a whopping 10,000 rainbow shiny versions. These pets are just as powerful as Titanics. In fact, if we go to the Titanics, this is the list of all the rainbow shiny Titanics in existence. There's not very many. And if you look at them, one exists, one exists, one exists, one exists, one exists, one exists. How much for the new free-to-play Titanic? 22. Do I even want to know the regular? 165. They've been out less than a week. They're worth 11 billion gems right now. It's probably gonna go down a little bit further. This will definitely be the cheapest Titanic pet out there. So what happened? Why is it that these pets were so crazy easy to hatch? Well, it all has to do with chances, RNG, and probabilities. You see, when the Pet Simulator devs came out with the updates, these were the initial odds. Notice things like the huge mech robot, a 1 in 20 million chance. The huge Abyssal Jellyfish, a 1 in 27 million. A huge Corrupt Butterfly, a 1 in 50 million. As well as the huge Owl, a 1 in 50 million. With the huge Titanic being a 1 in 200 million. It sounds like a big number, but when you have hundreds of thousands of players doing this right here over and over again in succession, you're bound to have a lot of rolls happening at once. In fact, let's set a timer for a minute and let's count how many rolls we do. 43 rolls in 1 minute. And if we pull up our calculator here, that means in 1 minute, one player getting 40 rolls and 100,000 players playing at once, those 100,000 players will have 4 million rolls. But that's not how many players were playing the day of the update. Right this moment, there are 220,000 players playing. On the day of the update, that number jumped to 252,000. So this isn't even the correct number. 252,000 players rolling dice at 40 rolls a minute. That means every minute there were 10 million rolls. With this number, that meant that a huge pet was guaranteed every 2 minutes. And because how statistics works, it's also guaranteed to be a lot more than it actually said it was going to be. The point is it wasn't properly tested and everybody was getting way too lucky. So much so that it was going to crash the economy. Big Games has seen this exact problem before. Because it's too low mentioned here, history almost repeated with the diamond mine. When it came out, everybody loved it. Then we all found a way to exploit it and get hundreds of millions of diamonds. Pets went from selling for billions of gems in the trade server to pets costing trillions of gems. It killed the economy and it never really recovered. So what did Big Games do this time? They panicked. And the two things that they could have done, keep it easy and make everyone happy, or nerf the chances, I'll let you guess it to which one they chose. Maybe this meme will help you. You start getting upgrades. Finally get some 10 million % dice. The dev nerfed the chances. The dev nerfed the chances? Massive nerfs all around. Everybody was unhappy. Chances went from looking like this to looking like this. Where instead of 20 million to get the huge mech, now it was 30. The Titanic Arcane Cat went from being a 1 in 200 chance to 1 in 3 billion. Even the huge pet that I got in the update while live streaming, it went from a 1 in 55 million chance to a 1 in 400 million. Everybody was mad. Big Games allowed this update to be super pay to win because in the exclusive shop, you can buy the dice. They did do the right move by making the dice easily accessible and then easily upgradable all the way up to the mega dice, which gives you the 10 million % chance luck. And to shy away from the big spenders, they made all of the dice untradeable. And the only way you could get it is to grind the update. Unless you had Robux. And then you could just pay to win to get your big pets. Meaning that the pay to win people got even more Titanics. And of course, they were even more incentivized to do it because wouldn't you know it, the clan battle itself was roll the best pets in the RNG event. The winner of the clan is whoever can get the total score of your clan members' best hatches. Which is why if we click clans and we go look at the top, the usual suspects of the pay to win people are on top right now. But those guys weren't even the only problem because it was pretty easy to also find people using multiple accounts to just farm dice. This dude has literally 10 accounts going on his computer right now. This one had 14. So yeah, Big Games basically saw their whole game going up in flames and they corrected it. But I'd argue that they actually overcorrected it because now it's just impossible to hatch anything. You work really hard, you grind for this update, and they ruined it with pay to win and not properly understanding the odd mechanics. Now I have maxed almost everything. I have a 5.5 bonus roll. I have RNG luck. I've got egg luck. I've got huge luck. I'll throw on this dice for luck. I'll throw on this dice for luck, and then I will use a mega lucky dice, giving me a 10 million. Plus then a 5 times 5. This is a 55 million bonus roll. What kind of luck do I get? What do you get? A 1 in 850,000. It's not bad, but it's definitely not the huge. It's definitely not the Titanic. We'll do it again. We'll get the bonus roll, we'll throw on the mega lucky dice, and we'll roll. 1 in 999,000. Still not bad. Not a huge, not a Titanic. They say the third time's the charm. Will this be the one? No, it won't. The point is, if you didn't play the update at the beginning of the week, you were just out of luck at the end of the week because now it's next to impossible. Oh, and there's also one weird issue that a lot of people have been seeing that also really kind of sucks. It's this weird little bug right here where people are hatching and they see that they get something great and amazing, then they start freaking out, and then just out of nowhere, it goes down to something lower. This is real time. Look how long it sits on this before it just changes to nothing. And that's not even the worst one I saw. This guy got a bonus roll. He went to roll with his 4 times bonus roll and the mega dice. Rainbow Titanic. Oh my God. Nope. And then he got baited. I would full on quit the game. But probably the most insane thing out of all this has been the Pet Simulator community itself. Like, how do you misplace all of your blame and your frustrations and you push it off on a single person that has nothing to do with the updates themselves? This is where the death threat comes in. Because sometime on Saturday or Sunday, people started to take notice that they were getting a lot more pets in the game than usual. We even saw it earlier when we looked at the rainbow shiny huges, how there's 3 to 10,000 of the new huges and only like 1, 10, 50 of the other ones. It is cause for concern, and somebody voiced their opinion on it. That somebody was sizzlesjellydad, who is the dad behind the sizzlesjellyqueen YouTube channel. Sizzlesjellydad just mentioned maybe there's a lot of stuff going on in the economy and this is potentially going to cause issues down the road. What are we doing, Big Games? And Big Games responded by basically nerfing the chance. The thing is though, Big Games didn't nerf the chance because sizzlesjellydad said something about it. But that's what everybody thought. And pretty soon, people started DMing sizzlesjellydad death threats because they thought that he was the one who made Big Games nerf it. They thought, hey, he's a rich player. He's probably got hundreds and hundreds of Titanics. He's probably already exploited this update. And now he's just gonna get richer if we just tell everybody else to nerf it because he's already got what he wants out of it. Which is the biggest like trapeze act I've ever seen that people would attribute the nerf with sizzlesjellydad. It got bad. People were making death threats, assaulting accounts that was geared to do very harmful things to both his daughter and himself. So he said he was quitting. And then he deleted both his Twitter account and his daughter's. Deactivated due to hate, harassment, and cyberbullying, all from the Pet Simulator community. What did the people do that were responsible for the cyberbullying? They celebrated Titanic butterfly giveaway to celebrate Sizzle and Jellydad leaving. I'm gonna say this right now. If you're gonna be mad at anybody, be mad at Big Games. Because at the end of the day, the reason this update sucks so much and has caused so much drama and so much hate is because they didn't test properly. They didn't understand the numbers and how crazy often people were going to hatch things. And to anybody who cyberbullied Sizzles, if you're watching this right now, get off my channel. You're not welcome here. Go touch grass. You take this game way too seriously. Grow up a little. The fact that people went after this particular person at all is just astounding. He's done so much for the community. He made sizzles.gg, which allows you to take a look at the clans. It's what all the clans use for the clan battles. And he even came up with his own version of Cosmic Pets, which told you the wrap value of all the things, and it wasn't crazy laggy like Cosmic Values was. And probably his most noteworthy thing was the fact that he came up with the Jelly Justice Fund, which was a fund that people could reach out to when they got scammed or their pets got stolen or lost. The Jelly Justice Fund would help you get those pets back or some other pets instead. And now it's closed. It does look like that there are a few people who are willing to carry it on, but it definitely won't be run by Sizzles anymore. This is why the pet simulator community can't have nice things. People getting scammed, people getting clickbaited, people starting riots. It's honestly sad to be a part of the community right now. All I can say is do better. There's been a lot of negativity going on in this video. Let's end it on something positive. Like, there's a rumor going around that the Titanic plushies are going to be cheaper. I don't know if that's real or not. It looks real. It's just a rumor, but it definitely would be nice. But what's not a rumor is this note here from David, who is responding to Totally Not Nemo, who said, unrelated, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, could the odds get boosted just a little bit? I'm not into drama nor arguing, but I feel the nerf was too high. We need some balancing. And David himself, one of the main developers of Pet Sim, said, it's sort of a tough balance. We're adding more ways to get better luck next update, just Saturday, and we won't want it to be too easy ahead of time. People are still getting huges. And as far as the getting baited part, just know if you don't see the clouds beforehand, you didn't get a huge. And I'm sorry about that. Just in recording this video alone, hundreds upon hundreds of people have been still getting lucky. It is still possible. It also appears that they have silently buffed the chances again. The point of this is the big games dev team is trying. Just gotta be a little patient with them. They understand the frustration. Overall, I thought the update was surprisingly really good. Had a lot of fun with it. I've been grinding in the game more than I have been in past weeks. I'm excited to actually play the RNG event. We all know that the chances to getting it huge was just a little too easy. And maybe there does need to be an easy huge out there that maybe we all just realized isn't really that valuable outside of the fact that people just got a huge pet. I do think that there needs to be an easy, free-to-play huge that is obtainable, but maybe make it untradeable. That way everybody can still benefit. And then if you want to get something outside of that, then you'll have to grind for it. I mean, the fact that this picture exists should tell you everything you need to know about this update. It's just sad that the worst thing about this week's update was the community's response. I'm hoping things will get better. And in the meantime, this will be me. Yeah, that's my hat. That's me dying for a Titanic. Just grinding away, slowly and surely, wishing to God I had something. Because so far this update, I hatched this one in the live stream, I hatched these two off camera, and I bought this one in the trading server. And that is it. I was affected by the nerf like you have. I was gearing up for a massive roll video. I just waited a little too long and missed out on my chance. Don't worry though, tomorrow's video, we're gonna hatch all these. Don't want to miss it, hit that subscribe button. Let me know your comments about all of that's going on in the Pet Simulator community these days, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh yeah, also there's this video right here. You can check it out. It's pretty cool. I worked hard on it. Thanks, gamers.